Welcome to this review of Conscious Discipline, and in this section we will explore ways for how you can build trusting relationships with your students. Building caring and loving relationships with your children will give you the leverage you need for your students to trust you. And when students truly trust you, they will feel safe to explore, learn, make mistakes, and make important changes in their lives. These are the steps that we'll take to explore this issue. Is it possible to teach children without kind and caring relationships? We'll see why not in this section. From our first breaths, we humans seek out, grasp onto, and cling to others. It is our nature to seek out a few individuals on whom we can depend for safety, first of all, then warmth, kindness, and compassion. It is one of our many inborn mechanisms to ensure our survival. There are several studies out there that have come to the conclusion that one of the best predictors of future academic and social success in children is the quality of their relationships with their caregivers. Attachment theorists like John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth believe that happens because when children have caring and trusting relationships with caregivers, they feel free to try out new things, make mistakes, and take risks, knowing that they will be loved regardless. They know they have a loving base to come back to when all is said and done. Not so with children who do not have a history of trusting and caring relationships with adults. In their minds, adults are unpredictable and not trustworthy. Thus, they prefer to stick close to familiar patterns of behavior, even when those patterns make their lives more difficult. Those patterns will at least provide them with a semblance of safety and ensure their survival. Developing loving and trusting relationships with our students is by no means an easy task. The story of Laura Ekin is a prime example. Laura Ekin is a second and third grade teacher at an inner city school in Louisville, Kentucky. Her struggle to develop a truly loving and caring classroom is chronicled in the book by Marilyn Watson, Learning to Trust, a book I highly recommend. Without going into too much detail, Laura relates that what helped her develop trusting and caring relationships with her students was learning to like her students, changing her fundamental beliefs about children, getting to know them personally, spending non-academic time with them, eating lunch with them, getting to know her students' families, showing her students what she liked about them, hugging them, telling them she cared for them, sharing bits of her personal life with them, and doing nice things for them regardless of their behavior. Relax. You won't be required to do all these things that Laura did. You will need to find what works for you, and what works for others might not work for you. Just remember that if you are able to meet children's needs with reasonable consistency, they will become secure in their relationship with you and will gradually grow more independent and self-sufficient. The goal is not perfection, but progress. For the remainder of the time, as a group, list as many ideas for how you plan to build trusting relationships with your students this year. Write them down on your chart. When time is up, the courier will take your sheet to the cafeteria. And that will conclude the building relationships portion of the Conscious Discipline review.